Welcome back to Automotive Electronics. Today in front of me got an '08 International bus, and it says the cluster is dead or intermittent. And I'm going to get this off of here before I show you guys who I'm working for. Pretty sure that they don't care, but got a sticker on the back with my customer's name, so we're just going to get rid of that sticker before we move on. Okay, so covering up the sticker here, she had a screw here, here, here. Might have been one or two more. You can look around and see what's holding those on, though. Whoops. And my sticker is covering up a screw, looks like. Okay, metal protection comes off and out of the way. These international clusters, they put them in a lot of things. All right, and they look pretty much the same. They all got this big square thing. This is a little newer model that I'm used to working on. Being an '08, I usually see older, crustier ones, but I'm kind of suspicious it's going to have the same issues that I see in the other ones. So we're going to get these little plugs off here. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know a hell of a lot about these clusters. I don't see them every day. But there's a few things I know about them. And I'm going to show you those things, if it'll cooperate with me at all. Come on. There it is. Maybe it was glued down. That was weird. Okay. First things first, I got another couple screws in the board here once you get the little metal shield out of the way. And then this board, if it's like the old one, should just pry off. Just slowly move around it wherever you can get to get something underneath it. Just lightly pry up on it. We're not talking about a crowbar, but trying to get these off these little pegs. And what we were doing when we were prying on it, it's got these pin holes here where these pins seat, and you're trying to get those off. Now these, I haven't seen any of these going bad, hardly ever. The problem is always in the board. You'll either be in this board here, or this board here. So let's go ahead and get both those boards off. You get the same, once you get all the screws removed, you get the same kind of process with this board. It's just stuck on there with those pins. Alright. Let's move. Oops, we've done used the wrong camera. Okay. Here we go. Alright. Now you're viewing this live, so if I'm right, you're fixing to find out what is wrong with this bad boy. Let's go over to the microscope and get that set up. Switch over. Whoops, we didn't switch over at all. There we go. Now you got microscope action. Yeah. Same old international clusters, nothing new here. So these pins, they like to turn loose. You see all the cracking down here around this pin? And the one next to it over here, it's also just as bad. You can even move that one around in the hole. And zoom in a little bit, just in case you're as blind as I am and you need to see up close. Alright, so see these pins on these, where these plugs are on the other side of the board? That pin's moving all around, shouldn't be moving at all. That one, you can see the gap get bigger when I put just a little bit of pressure on it. That's it in a nutshell with this one. Let me get you a little broader angle here so I can show you what's going on the broader level here. So this connector here, all those pins come through the board and they solder onto it on this side. This one, same thing, and you're going to see over there too. We can look at that, and I guess as well, even though I'm pretty sure if one's doing it, the other one's doing it, and we're going to repair them both regardless. Okay, back over with the microscope. Yeah, these are pretty bad. This is egregiously different. Egregiously, well, I don't know. It's egregiously something. Failed, I guess you would say. Yeah, I mean, these huge cracks, these Grand Canyon cracks in this one. You know, not really Grand Canyon, but see all these pins are moving. Surprised that it was even getting any intermittent action. Easy for me to say. Alright, back out. Process for fixing this, pretty damn easy. Do not grab yourself a big ass pistol grip soldering iron. That's not what you want to work with. I've got to find some glasses here. Hang on just a second and I'll get back to you. Okay, got my glasses. I can see what I'm doing now. That's the two things that are most important in life: knowing what you're doing and seeing what you're doing. Alright, so these pins here, we've got pins from about this level all the way down this double row of pins here. And the process for fixing these is pretty simple. Take some heat, get it on there, add you a little bit of new solder on there. If you're having a little trouble like I am here, use yourself a little flux. These big old pins, I didn't think we'd have any trouble at all, but because these are some fairly large pins compared to what I normally work on. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about, size of your iron. This tiny little thing, that is for microprocessors, smaller stuff. This medium size, this is more like what you're looking for this. Just get your heat on there. Woo! What the hell happened? It's just not liking to adhere very well. Bend it to my will. Come on. And cranky's getting the stringies and the flyaways despite having plenty of flux on it. There we go. Maybe it needs a lot of flux. We'll give it a lot of flux then. Like I said, don't do these all the time. You tend to get familiar with what you're working on and think everything's the same, and turns out some things need more flux than others. Some things don't need any flux. Just got to learn what you can get away with on what type of vehicles. Try to get enough solder on here that it's got a little beef to it. These clusters are in all kinds of stuff, from school buses to dump trucks to you name it. You can find these clusters everywhere. FedEx vans. Well, this one's out of a transport bus over on Lackland Air Force Base. So it's probably seen a few GIs. Okay, that's got that row. Probably not the prettiest job I ever did, but I assure you it's solid. And now we're going to do the same process on this little subboard off to the side here. You guys are watching me. Don't let me lose my flux like that. Alright. So these things roll around a lot, especially the dump trucks and I mean, hell, these things are in lots of heavy equipment. Tractors. Can't remember everything that they're in right off the top of my head, but they're in a lot of stuff. And a lot of stuff that doesn't go down paved roads, which means there's a lot of vibrations. If you ask me, I'm happy that they're not building them any better than they used to, because there's a lot of money to be made with just fixing these things. Oh, big old ugly blob. Starting to think this cluster doesn't like me. Nothing's coming out pretty. There you go. That's pretty much got it. I'm going to look at a few other things, just make sure that's the only cracking areas. If I see anything, I will definitely record it. Okay, so I wasn't able to find anything else, but I wanted to kind of go over with y'all what I did here and why this is occurring in these and others. As you got probably fairly substantial wiring harness that plugs into this, and it's heavy, and it's sitting there vibrating as they go down the road, which is tweaking on this thing, and this is where all that's going to occur. I didn't find any other solder joints broken. Same with this one. You can have that big old plug in there, and it's going to be vibrating. That is what's causing all that cracking. Now we're going to clean up all of the flux that we used here. Is going to be nasty and wearing down on things, eating into things if you don't get the flux off. You just want to use a little 99% alcohol. 99% alcohol ain't going to hurt any kind of electronics. as long as you let it dry before you go powering it up. And I may have to kind of eat my words on that. You don't want to get them down, and you don't want to get this stuff down in stepper motors or things that have windings. You don't want the alcohol in there. So if you've got a lot of the other clusters, we do have these little stepper motors instead of the wire wound gauges like that. They'll have these. Definitely won't want to get these soaked in alcohol. So this is just for cleaning purposes, getting that off the board, getting the flux off the board so it doesn't eat into anything. Okay, to over, get this thing back together. Just got done with a customer that came pick up his car and went outside. Oh, we got this upside down. Went outside. It's hot, hot, hot. It's 6, 7 o'clock here, and it's still well over 100 degrees. Get your wires fed through your holes, and then this just kind of presses back onto those pins. You know, make sure they're lined up before you start pressing. It should press right back down on there. Guy told me he popped off. He said, "Yeah." He goes, "It's hotter than Satan's ball sack out here." I said, "Yeah." Yeah. He's a colorful guy. But that it is. No doubt about it. If I remember which ones were in the board, which ones were in the metal piece here. Okay, this one was just in the board. That one was just, that one's going to be just in the board, I think. Nope, nope. This one's just going to be in the board. Right, those two are in the middle one. That one's, no, I think that one's just in the board. I may be wrong. We have to redo some of these screws. Get these plugged in real quick. Alright. Hopefully they're close to mounted the same way. Alrighty. Yeah, some of those were just pins. Alright. Well, I done told you that was from Lackland, so I guess that didn't matter too much. Oh, great. We dropped one down in the hole. Hold tight. Alrighty. There it is. And where did that cocksucker come from? This one goes over here. We got one more goes up here. And that'll do it for the recruit bus. Get them new Air Force guys around the base so they can get yelled at by the drill sergeant. And there's what she looks like without the big tape all over her from the maintenance department. That'll do that job. And if you were in the Air Force and you rode this old bus to training, thank you for your service. Appreciate you guys a lot. Anyway, hey, if you like what you saw here today, get down there in them buttons, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to get advised of the new content as it's released. My name is John. We've been here in San Antonio for over 20 years fixing electronics. We specialize in automotive, but we definitely can fix any component level repairs you might need. The company is Automotive Electronics. You can look us up on Google, Automotive Electronics in San Antonio, and you'll find us every single time. Until next time, I hope all your repair attempts are successful. Hopefully you save yourself a little cash along the way. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next video.